Hey everybody, it's Shadowstar and Crystal here for our review of the first episode of Black Lightning.
I don't know what I expected, but I don't know.
I was waiting for this because here's the thing, obviously I have seen this show before, but you, however, have not. I think you've seen a couple bits here and there, but you've never pieced together any coherent piece of the show.
Yeah.
So this was the first time you sat down and properly...
I do know, like, minor spoiler, something that happens with one of the girls, but
But you've not really properly watched down, and you've never seen the first episode or anything like that.
yeah, this is very different compared to most first episodes of a
Oh,
superhero.
yeah.
So Black Lightning is already an established thing. He stopped 9 years ago, but he's back.
Yep.
One of the bad guys even said he believed that he killed him. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that, because it'd be boring if every first episode was the superhero's journey. You know, we've already had Kara's first journey and Barry's first journey, and Oliver kind of already knew what he was doing. So, you know, now we have a hero who's already been established in the world. But it's not like he's always been doing it. It's his journey back into being a hero.
Yeah, and boy, this area really does need a hero.
Yes.
It's full of, like, gangs and stuff.
Yes, so the show starts off by telling us that one of our main characters has been arrested for violent protests. She claims they weren't violent, but they were violent.
Yeah, so the older daughter believes in, like, the protesting stuff.
Yeah, the older daughter was the one who went to the protests.
And the younger one is a typical teenage bitch who won't listen to her parents. Like, okay, I understand you want to sneak out and go to a club, but the club's name was literally 100. So, no, you're an idiot. Even I can see the problem with that, and I just started watching.
Yeah, and one thing you will notice very evidently is this show does like to hammer its message over your head. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for the core message, but you could be a little more subtle about it, Black Lightning. We get it. Police bad. Racism bad. We know that. But you don't need...
You know what did a better job of that message was a while ago I was watching some episodes of 911 with Mum, and there was an episode where there was some police brutality, and luckily the guy was able to get out of it by saying, hey, my wife, she works with you, she's police. Actually, it was his ex-wife, but he said wife to, I don't know, help. She didn't mind that he said that, but anyway. And then the daughter was filming and spreading it around saying, hey, look, this happened to my dad. They pinned him against the car and stuff for no reason.
Exactly, but here, it's just like, let's have this scene that, to be fair, what did that scene where they got pulled over add to the plot?
Nothing.
Exactly. If it added to the plot in any way, shape, or form, it'd be fine. But it's like, here, let's just build the most stereotypical scene.
I know, but I bet people are gonna would respond to us by saying, well, it's realistic.
Look,
and yes, the sad thing
I've had many a trouble trying to critique this show online. Be careful where you tread.
I'm not saying it's not realistic. I'm not saying it shouldn't be on TV.
Well, it's more if you're in America. That's the thing. America thinks, oh, this is normal. No, it's America. It's normal for your sad, pathetic little country who thinks that this is normal.
The sad thing is that you feel it's normal. That is the message that they are attempting to get across, is that it shouldn't be normal. The point is, I get the message they're going for, but sometimes it doesn't always work.
It's just making it blatantly obvious.
Yeah.
It's like, and then, you know, the scene where the police confront him when he's outside the club. It's like, I get it. I get it. America's full of racist police officers. We know that. But you don't need to make literally every police officer as seen as a villain in this episode. And this is just one episode. We're trying to have a pilot of a superhero show. can we save the hammering things over our head a little bit? We want to, it's a pilot.
Okay, so
We're
I
supposed
get
to be
that.
establishing our characters, not...
So he's a vigilante who doesn't quite agree with letting the police do their job. Sort of like a not as good version of the Arrow. But the thing is, the Arrow had a good relationship with the police sometimes. Even in the earlier stuff, Oliver knew Lance, and sometimes he did let the police do their job. He just...
Well, okay, he does have one friend, Henderson, who he speaks with, who's in the police, don't forget.
True.
True. So, yeah, there is that, but yeah. But whatever, getting back to the plot at hand, beyond just our criticisms of the blatant messaging, this was your first time watching it, and that's why I wanted to leave a lot of this review more to you than to me, because to you, this is a fresh new thing. I was like, that's the thing, I know you've never really seen it, so when I put it on, I was like, this is going to be fun to see how she thinks when she actually has to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, from what I remembered of the tiny bits and pieces, I remember thinking that the daughters would be interesting, but at this point...
They're the most annoying characters ever.
Especially the younger one.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like she's trying to be a knockoff Thea at times.
Oh, God.
Like, is it going to be... Well, if she is a knockoff Thea, that's bad, but also good, because it
Thea
means
turned out to be-
later she'll get better.
Yeah.
Like, season 1 Thea isn't so good. But maybe the younger one, she'll be an annoying teenager at first, but then she'll learn to be a good person. I hope.
We'll have to see, because I don't have the clearest memories. I will, look, as much as I've criticised some of the scenes of Jefferson being a bit too excessive at times, he's still one of my favourite characters in this show. I have to give credit, because after all, I have to give credit to when they're at the high school and there's this, ceremony thing, whatever they're having.
Fundraiser.
Yeah. We get to hear, I mean, it's the first time we hear it, so you don't realise it's special, but I don't know if it's a catchphrase or what, but it's a speech he always says at this school that I just love. Where's the future? Right here. How's it go again? Where's the future? Right here. Whose life is this? Mine. What are you going to do with it? But live it by any means necessary.
Okay.
I love that quote, and, as much as he escalated the situation with the police, every other situation he's good at diffusing the situation. Like when, nameless idiot who tried to shoot the school, he diffused the situation. Sure, they came back to the school with a gang, but he diffused that situation on the spot.
Yeah, and he told the girls that they handled it wrong, which I didn't see it. I didn't see them handling it wrong at first, but maybe they could have handled it better. He said school protocol is call security and get away. But, the guy tried to grab the girl. Her first instinct was, okay, don't touch me and go away or I'll call the police. Fair's fair, but I see both sides there.
The one character who surprisingly didn't get much screen time, but is also one of my favourite characters, is Gamby. He had barely any screen time in this episode, but he also had a lot of good moments.
Oh, yeah.
He's the guy who works with Jefferson.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he had a lot of good scenes in this episode too, but yeah, I mean, it's a pilot, it's got a lot to do, it's got to establish our characters, and, the one thing you will find odd is, unlike, say, Flash or Supergirl, where their first thing is going up against some kind of metahuman or alien. Here, it's just Black Lightning breaks into a hotel and electrocutes a bunch of random people. Granted, they're gang members, and I'm not going to feel sorry for them, but, usually in superhero shows, the protocol is like superhero,
they go up against someone similar to them.
Yeah.
But he has powers, but he's going up against normal people.
Yeah.
That was the interesting thing, is that someone on the TV said something about, in other places there's people with powers and they call them heroes, but here we've got this vigilante. And it just makes me wonder, I want to know more about those other people, those other heroes, because
Just like Supergirl, this show takes place on a completely separate Earth.
Yes, which I knew and made me wonder, so who the hell are these other heroes in this world?
Well, I won't say too much, but we'll get some interesting things going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, this, oh boy, I've got some very, very mixed opinions on Black Lightning, and
Oh, yeah.
it's a good thing nobody comments on our videos, because I was watching another reaction channel do a reaction and had similar opinions to mine. They still enjoyed it, but they thought certain scenes were hammering a message over the head. Oh boy, did the comment section completely hound them and call them racist or attack them for being white or Australian.
How is it racist for saying that they did not present the message in the best way? I'm not saying the message is bad. I'm saying the presentation
I know that.
was...
I'm agreeing with you. That's the thing. I got so annoyed. I got so annoyed in that reaction video because, they were, for to say something like, well, you shouldn't be saying anything because you're white or you're Australian. It's like, fuck off.
Wait, isn't that what racism is? Telling me I can't have an opinion because of the colour of my skin?
These people don't know what the word hypocrisy means.
Wait, but we don't have face cam. How do you know if we're white?
Okay, well, they don't know what we are, but we're pretty much explain. Well,
we kind of just said...
Well, also, they might say you Inklings are white. But anyway, but it was more about the... Well, okay, obviously that channel was a reaction channel, so it was clear.
Yes.
Yeah, but, yeah.
But the point is, just because someone's white doesn't mean they can't have an opinion about... Well... It's yes and no, because yes, they can have an opinion, but I can see some situations where their opinions are not as valid.
No, I agree there. It'd be, it's like having, it's like...
It's like having men try to talk about women issues, like...
Exactly. It doesn't mean they can't have an input, but it would be strange if they were the only ones having an input.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, well, and also they'll get attacked because they're Australian, because you think, well, what do we know? And if anything, you're just blatantly admitting our country's better.
Yeah, our country's better.
I got into it. I was having a debate about that the other day online because silly Americans think every country has the same level of police brutality. We're lucky if we get maybe once a year when we get one.
No, our police actually get training.
Well, and here's the thing. One, if it's very rare that police in Australia do have police brutality, and two, even when they do, they actually get punished very quickly and very severely. Unlike in America, where there's this whole kerfuffle, where there's people on the side of the police and there's people on the side of not the police.
How can somebody be on the side of somebody who hurts someone for no reason?
For anyone complaining that our videos are getting political, it's Black Lightning. They started with this shit, and believe me, this is just touching the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Look, I still like this show, and there are certain moments in certain episodes that piss me off.
Yes.
And again, this doesn't... I want to reiterate that I still like Jefferson and Gambia's characters, and I still kind of thought there's a lot of aspects of this episode I still enjoyed. It's still a wonderful pilot.
It's okay. And look, if you think...
Also, just hope you like rap music, because, oh boy, we're going to keep hearing it a lot.
Yes. If you think we shouldn't have opinions, well, the thing is, yes, we're white, and yes, we're Australian, and yes, you may be thinking, well, we're not American, so we're not as used to it. Sure, we're not as used to it, but isn't it a good thing to get an outside perspective?
Americans don't like outside perspectives.
You're supposed to get an outside perspective so someone can come in and say, hey, that's messed up. You're used to it, but it's messed up.
Yes, we know. But anyway, can we talk about the show? I know the show likes to talk about crap itself, but let's talk about the show itself.
Okay, so one interesting bit, we did have a sort of cliffhanger ending, something happening to one of the girls. She broke the bathroom sink, but it's okay.
Oh God, she's Rain.
It's okay, because that bathroom has another sink.
Don't ask why. Why would a bathroom have two sinks?
So both girls can use it at the same time.
They don't share a room. Spoiler alert, they don't share a room.
Okay, but they don't have their own bathrooms.
But the bathroom was attached to her bedroom.
Oh. So you mean that was her personal bathroom?
I guess. This show does do one slight interesting thing direction-wise is, yeah, unlike a lot of other shows where, like, somebody will be texting on a phone and it shows you the phone, here it shows you, like, you know what I mean? Like an image.
A graphic, yeah.
Yeah. Rather than most, it'll just show the guy holding the phone and zoom in on it. Yeah, which I don't mind, although it's annoying to watch it if you don't have glasses on.
Sucks to be you.
Doesn't matter. I can read it.
Yeah, when like the guy had his phone and we could see what was on it, it sort of reminded me of the graphics we get in The Good Doctor.
I think, yeah, they do a similar thing?
Sort of.
Yeah.
That's one show I should think about. At one point I considered getting you to watch Grey's. Maybe I should get you to watch The Good Doctor, and then we can comment on representation of autism.
Good point. I mean, this show's all about representation too, but let's talk about representation we can comment on.
Yes.
Because apparently you're
then
not allowed to comment
you can't tell
on...
us we can't have an opinion, because both of us are on the spectrum.
Anyway, can we talk about Black Lightning in this show? We're already one episode in and we're getting...
I'll go as high as 8.
I'll give it 8. It'd be higher if the show didn't piss me off at times.
Yeah, I know,
but it's still...
and I feel like I'm being generous with that 8. Like...
Yeah, me too, because it's like, on one hand, look, it's still a great pilot, but at the same time...
I don't like this 8. I'm going to settle on 7.5, because usually pilots are so good, and this, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's like it's missing something. Yeah, you get me.
I feel like it's mainly because, I mean, I will agree, even though it's a bit odd that all he was doing was killing gang members or punching gang members, I still thought the scene of him marching through the motel and just electrocuting people was fun to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I think maybe they're going for this sort of aesthetic of realism, despite the fact that he has powers.
That is somewhat what this show does, especially early on. Although, to be fair, Arrow did a very similar thing where, especially in the first season, it was very, very grounded.
Yeah.
This show, oh boy, is much more different tone-wise than any of the shows we've seen so far, which is fine.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. It might take some getting used to. I just hope that this show gets good enough that I can enjoy watching it instead of just groaning when it's time to watch it.
Look, I've got mixed opinions, but there are moments I enjoy. I dreaded reviewing this, not because I hate the show, but I knew as soon as we got into this, it's going to get controversial.
It's okay. No one watches and comments on our videos.
We occasionally get one comment, but hey, look, I don't mind. I'm happy to have a discussion.
That's true. When we say we don't like comments, we are not saying we don't want to have discussions. We love discussions. I just don't want to have a discussion with somebody who is not into the discussion. Like, there are times I have a discussion in the comments and the other person's just like, no, I'm right, you're wrong, shut up, you're stupid, or you're brainwashed, or you're whatever.
Yeah, but that's usually on different issues.
Yeah, to be fair, I haven't had very many discussions on this kind of topic.
That's the interesting thing. Usually when we're praising this show, it's the side we're praising it for things that would set up the people who would upset the people telling us we're brainwashed. As soon as we get to Black Lightning, suddenly it's the other way around. So for anyone saying I'm biased to one side, believe me, I know how to piss off everyone. Anyway, what is the next episode called?
Lawanda, the Book of Hope.
This show loves to have its biblical references. I mean, we're not watching Constantine or Lucifer. It's Black Lightning.
And, like, the characters didn't seem overly religious either.
They'll get into it more, but they do like to mention religion a lot for some reason. I don't know why, they just do.
Oh, that's right. There was a guy that asked about resurrection.
Yeah, but he also said the idea is just a fantasy.
Yes, yeah. There is that.
That's true. We didn't really talk about Tobias Whale, one of my favourite villains, but we'll talk about him.
Tobias Church?
No, Tobias Whale.
That's all I could think of when I heard the name.
Oh, well. Anyway, we've caused enough...
We've got a Tobias and a Jefferson.
Also, I noticed that one woman working in the school was called Kara.
But they pronounced it differently, I think.
That's true. I've seen some Americans pronounce it Kara.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, we've caused enough chaos for one day, and it's only episode 1 of this goddamn show. We'll see you next time for more Black Lightning and other things as well.
See you next time, guys.